Syntax came in and recorded 2 albums, one fully electric and a second one mostly acoustic. Tom Anderson, one of the guitar players, was dealing with some health struggles at the time. An aortic valve was not cooperating with his body, and he was in desperate need of a transplant.
I know I said I love you, forgive me, I was late without
He forged ahead, thinking this may be his last time in the studio. Between takes, he would lay on the red leather sofa, needing desperate reprieve from the hourly events of tracking. I would tell him time and time again to go home, but his relentless need to get this album finished would push him and the band to keep on tracking. To be honest, I wasn't sure if he would make it till the end or not. Tom would return years later with his blues band, the Lightning Kings.
Hurdy, speedy, dee, dee, bark, bark, bark. Hurdy, dee, hurdy, spoony. Today we make the chocolate moussey. Here the chocolate, here the moussey. Here, moussey, moussey.
Well after Steve Matusak did me a grand favor of tracking bass on Stephanie Wood's album, he would finally have a new band called Factor 5. I would return the favor and track an EP for him and the crew. Chris Olney, Lance Denny, Mark Rainey, and Rod Hardison. Funny, serious, and just a lot of fun with these guys. This would forge a great relationship with Rod Hardison for years to come. He would be back stronger than ever in a few years. By 2014, I had recorded roughly 200 more bands. You may have noticed some pictures of another studio while watching this video. Well, it was finally Don's turn to build his private studio. I would help design and build it with assistance of a couple finish carpenters, an electrician, and a sheetrock crew. But what needed to happen first was to take the existing floor down 2.5 feet. The company Ramjack would come in and resupport the foundation and the structure by drilling helical piles 67 feet to bedrock and on 2.5 sides a new 2x2 footing. Pour a brand new floor and suspend the HVAC unit while doing so. Notice the wine rack he would not let us get rid of. It was always in the way and had to be moved multiple times. I have to confess, it does serve a purpose. After all, the name of the studio is Cellar Studios.
Time to abandon ship. Send me a lifeboat. I've had enough of this. Cast away, cast away. Cast away, cast away. Cast away, cast away. Cast away, cast away.
This would be the studio I would use during my next transition to Lost Studios 3.0.
Discovered Atlantis, sat on Triton's throne, stole my Poseidon.
The Lightning Kings would start up their first blues album in 2014 at Cellar Studios and track for nearly 1 year. This time, Tom Anderson would take out all the stops and form a 10-piece band and track live. Go big or go home is what they say. Terry Baber would be called in to write the horn score and command the room when the horns were tracking. Terry, Ian, Malcolm, and Eric played all the brass. The gals that sang were Jennifer and Jimmy. I would first meet Rich Petco, the keyboardist, during this time. Matt Lynn from Syntax would return as their bassist, and drummer Ryan Peterson, who passed away unexpectedly while the LP was being finalized. Terry Robb was asked to sit in on the mixing process to lend a supporting ear to the project. The Lightning Kings are currently working on their second studio album at Lost Studios. Some of the pictures of Tropical Storm you may have noticed were taken at Cellar Studios. We first started tracking their album at Cellar Studios, and then in 2017, Lost Studios 3.0 was built. This was now my fourth studio build. I would design and build this one almost entirely by myself. Rob Whitfield came in to help with some finish work and structural items I could not do by myself. I would finally have the best control room I have ever mixed in to this day. Not having as much space as I wanted, I made sure to utilize every square inch and made it count, mounting as many things on the wall so I could get gear off the floor. My bass trap design allowed a few more square feet of real estate and added to the overall look. I can record up to a 5-piece band live and house an additional 5 in the control room at any given time. Don and I decided to link our studios through the cloud and mirror almost every aspect of our setups. This allows us to work from either studio seamlessly. When needed, we help each other out from our own studios using remote screen share technology. It's also great to have an extra set of ears when we just want confirmation on a mix to ensure the sound is as good as it sounds to our ear. My old friend Rod Hardison, with a new band named Madwagon, was my next fun project. Rod Hardison on guitar, Angelo Bria on lead vox and bass, and Rich Morris on drums and background vocals would finally come in to track a full LP. Originally, they had drummer Darren Linder from the Shrike on the first few tunes. I truly enjoy saying my bands, but these guys are definitely one of my favorite bands to work with.
Sometimes pain is someone's game. It's the game that we all play. Breaking bread with ghosts of men, and my soul is not for trade. In the dark you fall apart, but no one sees you cry. Like a stone that's down below, you wait for the tide to rise. The moonfall will find your way.
Having worked with Rodney years ago, I knew he would only surround himself with like-minded, kind people. They did not disappoint. Truly professionals from the word go. Rich, to this day, still contacts me about construction, plugins, microphones, drum heads, cymbals, and rack gear. Typical drummer, he showed up very prepared. Another full-on production that hit all the classic sounds they were going for. Can't wait to see these guys again. David Long, a later-in-life good friend for 8 years now, would often play me his tunes that he had not finished with his old band.
I knew I'd love you, though we've never even met. I see the pictures of you. This world I see, it will hang in your eyes. I hope you know it's true.
I would bug him that entire time until he finally would give in and spend a year with me finalizing all the tracks. I'm not sure why we didn't take more pictures, but probably because we were so focused on the music. He had most of the guitar, keys, and bass tracked, but needed some production work. We worked tirelessly on the vocal tracking and harmonies for about 50 sessions. He would hire Mark Banner to come in and lay new drums to all the songs. I have to tell you that Banner is the guy if you need a session drummer. Very professional and does his homework. Our weekly sessions would entail heading to Stanford's for dinner after the session almost every Wednesday night.
Find you should you ever break down. I'd crawl the earth just for you. And I'd give anything to give you everything. I hope you know it's true. Because everything in the world, well, it's here in my
I would meet Andrew Kallenberger through David Long and the Old Picture Parade boys. He came to me looking to track vocals, add a little bass, and mix an LP for Pam Jordan. Very soon after, he would bring his band Pneumatic in to track their first album.
This love has taken me so far to where I've never been before. I find the deeper down it goes.
Timothy James, a passionate, young artist with a fertile mind, would come my way via Cellar Studios. Dawn was gracious enough to track one of Timothy's songs as a favor to a friend. Timothy was looking to track a full LP and contacted me, and we are currently trying to finish things up. The COVID pandemic has put a halt to that until we come out of self-isolation. We started with over 20 songs of pre-production and what seemed like a new song every other week. Eventually, we were able to whittle it down to 13 songs as opposed to a double LP. Timur Blakely played bass and Chandler Bowerman on drums. Timothy had a couple friends come in and help. One played keys on a few songs and another played bass on a track. The rest of the percussion and keys were all done by Timothy. This has been another year-long project and one I have thoroughly enjoyed working on.
Led me here to be your golden boy. A fall of faith not in your arms. You caught me with your gentle heart. So I'm taking it slow, living life in the moment. 'Cause I'll never know when it will end.
Aiden Rain, my new personal band since late in 2018, consists of Drew Donald on guitar and lead vocals, Alex Gibbs on bass, keys, and background vocals, and myself on drums, keys, and background vocals as well. It took me about 2 years to find these guys for the mix I was looking for. We work very well together and have a blast writing and recording our new music. Drew has been instrumental in bringing the music to the band and allowing Alex and I free rein to help mold the sound and production. Alex, also a guitar player, has tracked some awesome bass lines that set the music apart from most of what I have done in the past. This is another project that has been put on hold due to COVID-19. Basically, only waiting to finish tracking vocals. Some of the background music you heard is ours without vocals. Looking forward to playing out live again in the hopefully not so distant future. Well, there you have it. Wish I had more pictures of all the bands over the years, but one thing I have is memories. Thanks to all of you for being part of my life and the music you shared with me. You all told your story in your own way, and I feel blessed to have been part of it. Looking forward to another 20 plus years.
Listen to my voice, listen to me sing. Feel the way I breathe, my heart beats. Groove along with me, two bodies in sync. Such a simple thing, this feeling. Don't you dare take it away. Don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you dare.